What's good? What's happening? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Black and Blending. How you guys doing? What's good, guys? Thank you so much for tuning into Black and Blending. I am so grateful for 850 something subscribers, guys. We are almost on 1K. Please get your girl there. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing below, turning your notification bell so that you are notified every time we post a video. Apologies that I am making this video in a moving car. It is the only chance that I've got in, I think, 2 weeks. Yeah, because I've just been, it's been crazy. So in today's video, I had posted a question on my Instagram, Twitter, and WhatsApp, and I'm so grateful to every single one of you that responded. And I'm going to try my best to put in as much of the information that I got from all those responses into this one video. Okay, so if you see me moving like that, please do remember I'm in a moving car. So yeah, the question was, raising your children differently to how you were raised, does that mean you are telling your parents that they raised you wrong, right? And to my surprise, we had people that were like, yo, you know what's wrong, you should raise your children the way you were raised. And I was just like, okay, I just feel like we're not really looking, you know, at every aspect in, you know, this entire thing. Because number one, we are in different times, right? And like looking back for me, at 21, my mom had all her kids, like all of them. She had all her kids. So I think she got married at like 15 or 14 years old. I'm not really sure. But there was somebody who said, I think she said her grandmother got married at 12. And looking at it now in this, you know, time we are in, I don't think there's a parent out there who's gonna allow their daughter or their son to get married at 12 years old, because what are you gonna feed your family? You get what I mean? Like at 12, you what, in grade 6, I think, right? Grade 6 or grade 5 or whatever grade you are in. So I mean, that's one reason why I think that raising our kids the way we were raised is not gonna work. And on top of everything, the second most important thing that everybody stated that I totally agreed with is that our parents never really like paid attention to us being depressed or to us being, you know, like going through a mental, you know, just facing our mental health was not really like a thing for our parents. Because somebody stated that she remembered when she was depressed, and she told her parents that, you know what, I'm depressed, and they were like, go and do dishes. And I'm just like, how is that, you know, all of a sudden you're not depressed anymore because you washed a few dishes or you slept it off? It's something that you don't sleep off, but it's stuff that our parents didn't know because they were married very young. My mom was 15 years old, right? That's the time when I lost my dad. And when I was 15, I know, like, I really needed my parents there. I needed my dad, I needed my mom, because I was a teenager, you know, my boobs were growing, I was having my periods, boys were getting attracted to me, and I had no idea what to do. So imagine now, you are 16 and you have a baby. You are trying to raise that child with the knowledge that you've received, but you left the house as a child. You understand? So it is very difficult for you to, you know, I think our parents did the best they could in the times they were in and at the age that they got married with the information that they had. And in the olden days, it was a thing of, you know, our dads were most probably farmers. Our moms knew some sort of, you know, handiwork, or they were seamstress, or they were doing some sort of thing. But in most cases, they were stay-at-home moms, and then the dads would go and tend, you know, and stuff like that. So in this time and age, if you're getting married at 15, like, what are you going to feed? Who's going to hire you at 15 years old? And what kind of income are you going to get that's going to, you know, like, help your family? But out of everything, there was a story that kind of, like, it was just like, oh my God, wow. So this girl said that she lived with a granny. She was raised by her granny and her uncle, and she was really, really close with her uncle. And at her 5th birthday, after the party, her and her mom went to take the children back to their houses. And when she came back, being a child, you obviously open the door first and you run in, because you probably want to share with the people in the house about the birthday party or tell them something interesting. So when she ran into the house, she saw her uncle on the floor, and her uncle was dead. Now, this was her best friend. This was the one person who did everything with her. When the granny was not there, you know, the uncle was there. And for her to lose her uncle, it did something to her. But the family didn't see it. The family didn't notice it, because I just feel like they were raised in times where if people were depressed, it was just a hush hush thing where people shouldn't know about it, and it affected her when she got to teenagehood. I think she was 17 years old. She said when she landed in hospital because she just couldn't, take the whole trauma of losing a best friend and losing an uncle at such a young age, and whatever trauma you go through, and she couldn't deal with it. But she had to land in hospital for her parents to actually realize, oh God, if we don't do something about it, then we could lose our child. You understand? Then the parent became more involved with her. Then she started living with her parents, and then the mother became, bosom buddies with her. That because, you should have that openness with your child. She should be able to tell you this, she should be able to tell you that, so that she doesn't go back to how she was. And thank God to the nurses and doctors that told her that. So this girl was like, her and her mom have a fantastic, like they have the dream relationship that we all wish we had with our parents. For me personally, I just feel like my mom did some stuff she didn't have to do. Like there are just some things that I wish she didn't do. I wish we had a more open, relationship where I could communicate with her, where I would go to her and tell her. It doesn't have to be in a disrespectful way, because I know with African parents, and I'm saying African parent because you can see what color I am, but with African parents, like the sex conversation is just something that I don't know what it does to them, but it's just something that's not spoken about in most African homes. So I just wish that my mom would have been the type where because with my dad, like my dad passed on when I was a teenage, when I just got to teenagehood, when I needed him most, right? So my mom was the one person that had to give me all the answers, but she just felt, I don't know if it was uncomfortable, it was just the conversation she didn't know how to have with me. Because I remember when I had my periods, I went to my mom and I was like, okay mommy, I have my periods now. And then she was like, yeah, just don't let boys touch you, because if they touch your breast, you get pregnant. That's it. That is it. She taught me how to put on a pad, and that's it. The rest I had to learn on the street. The rest I learned from school. And it's just a thing of, I feel like we should, us, this generation, right, we are obviously raising our kids differently because we are living in a time of technology. When I was growing up, I had a phone. I had mixed it, but I had it like, I think I was in grade 6 or 7 when I first had my phone. So it wasn't like a thing, because now children at 5 have tablets. Children know how to use phones. Children know how to do this. Children know how to do that. So with our parents, they don't have to deal with that. They don't have to deal with children having access to porn on their phone. So now we have to teach our children, and now it is like, it is so important for us to have that open conversation and to have a room of, where the children can just come in and sit you down and be like, okay dad, okay mom, I'm going through some things and I feel like this and I feel like that, and you should be able to take it in, because it creates an environment, you understand, where your children could be more trusting. And there's some girl also said that she grew up in a home where her dad was abusive, right? Her dad was abusive to her mom, and her mom was just that type of woman where when her dad hit her, she'd tell her kids that it is my fault, and stuff like that. And she says that in her relationships right now, that's the type of people that she goes with. She goes for people who are abusive. If you're a nice guy, you don't hit her, she kind of like doesn't feel the love, because that's the type of home that she grew up in. So we don't want our daughters and our sons to grow up to be those people. So we have to make the change, you understand? I'm not saying that our parents were wrong. I'm not saying that my mom raised me wrong. No, there are some stuff that I wish she did differently. There are stuff that I'm grateful for that she did. There are stuff that I have learned in my childhood that I'm bringing into raising my kids and now. So for me to say that yes, our parents raised us wrong is wrong, and for me to say no, they didn't raise us wrong, it would also be wrong, because there are things I hope they don't do. But I think we should look at it with, okay, the times that we are in right now, the exposure that our kids are having now compared to the exposures that our kids were having back then. So yeah, I just feel like the most important thing that I feel like people should take, guys, it's hot in this car, is really hot. But anyway, I feel like the most important thing that people should take out of this video is that when you have children, mental health is important. In this video, like I said, I cannot say yes, our parents raised us completely right, or no, they did not. But for me, I just feel like, it's also from the experience, you know, from your childhood, how your parent raised you. You pick, you know, the things that you liked and not the things that you didn't like. And also experience just being a person before you even have a child. Your friends will tell you about their experiences, how they grew up, and then from that you can also select and you decide to be the parent that you want to be, right? But I feel like the most important thing for me, being a parent, is the open door policy. I feel like that changes a lot of things, you know, and it's something that I lacked, and it's something that I'm going to make sure that, you know, obviously with my husband, we implement that and make sure that our children are comfortable enough to come to us and let us know, you know, that this is what they're struggling with and whatever. And for this generation that we are in right now, I feel like it's super important for us to pay attention to mental health, for us to encourage our children, because there was another thing that I feel like our parent kind of never did is, I don't remember being a child and my mom telling me that she loved me. I don't remember being, you know, doing well at school and my mom just said, well done. They always craved for more. You can do better, you can do this, you can do that. And I get that. I just wish that there was some type of affirmation from them. There was some type of well done, but you can do better, instead of just, no, you can do better, you can do this and you can do that. I just feel like with that, it is super important for us to do that to our children, because then you acknowledge that, okay, you did great, you know, but you're a smart person and deep down you are capable of so much more. It would actually encourage me to want to push more than for you just telling me that, you know, you are wanting more from me, if you're not even seeing that I'm trying and I'm doing the best that I can, you know. So honestly, I just feel like, but I mean, with us, I feel like we're on the right track. You know, this generation's on the right track with all the answers that I received, because we all kind of picked up. You know, there are people there who are like, I got whipped for no reason and you know. But for me, I'm not against the whipping. I'm not for it or against it. I feel like each to his own. If you feel like that works for you, well, you go ahead and do what you gotta do. For me, I grew up with whippings and I don't mind tearing that ass. But my husband on the other side, he's just like, no, and so I'm just like, sometimes when you're not there, I whip it. But when he's there, I just hold myself. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. But like I said, to each his own when it comes to that department. But for me also, I just feel like it's not necessary, because it doesn't give that opportunity for the child to come to you, because they're automatically scared of you. If I say something wrong, my mom's going to hit me. If I do this, then that's, you know, and that's something that we don't want to have, right? So yeah, like I said, this is just a question that popped up, and I just thought I would ask my people, and I'm asking you subscribers right now to please leave a comment in the comment section below. Do you agree that if you raise your children different to how you were raised, it means that your parent did not raise you right? And are there some things that you want to change? And yeah, just like give us a reason why you're saying yes or no. And from me, like I mentioned, it's a 50-50 thing. There are things that my mom did really great, and there are things that I wish she did not do. And also with the experience, because now with my husband, he grew up in a totally different home, so he brings in something that I never had, and together we formulate the parenting parent. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for tuning into Black and Blending. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to leave a comment below, to give this video a thumbs up, to subscribe to this channel and be part of this crazy. There he is, there, my driver. Yep, we are Black and Blending, and we are out.